This is Team 3. This is our Sprint 2 update. We're just going to go ahead and go through all of the features that we added during the sprint. Um, so to start out, we have our formatting. So um, if you could just go and check the profile page, you can see the balance there. It has the trailing zeros, and if you go up to users at the top and go to that one, yeah, you can see that I have $200 million and the commas are there, so that works fine. Um, the account numbers, as you can see right there, are uh, only numeric. There's no letters in them. Um, we have the logo of our software at the top left. Um, and if you go ahead and just click on a few different tabs at the top, you can see that we have a consistent color scheme throughout the whole thing. So nothing's jumping around. All the colors are the same. Um, Also, those expired passwords are empty because we just don't have any expired passwords right now. Um, so we also have the help button at the top right. So we have that tooltip to kind of give each user their functions that they're allowed to do. So it's split into the regular users and the managers and the admins. And then, so that's it for formatting. So we're moving on. So as we just saw, if you click on the profile page, it displays the ledger for that user. And what we actually did, if you go ahead and go to my profile, because it'll actually have data. It's the only user that actually has data right now. So if you click on test name 565, you could see all of the balance events for this account, and it updates the entire table with all the timestamps and everything. And you can see if you click on temp 22, it um, it updates with the data for that account. So there's that ledger that works fine. So next we have we got to demonstrate the accountant abilities. So that, I guess that's the regular user. Right now we're in admin. So let's go ahead and do admin first. So obviously the admin can do anything that any other user can do plus some. So at the top, nothing really different from last time. We have our expired passwords, our create user, and our system email. Those are only available to administrators, and other than that, there might be per page changes for an admin user, such as editing an account or editing an account or a profile of a user that is not their user. So that's the admin abilities. And then moving on, if we sign out of this and go to T Hardy, he's a manager. So you can see at the top right we have the manager abilities. So they can email, but they can't do the other two that we saw before. Like they can't see expired passwords or the other one, which is actually escaping me. I can't remember what it was, but
Create user.
yeah. So they can't create users um, as it was specified. And if we sign out of this account and go into L Messi, this is our accountant. I guess this is just our accountant for this test, and you can see that they can email as well. However, actually, could you explain the difference? I don't remember.
So accountant and manager in this sprint is they have all the services that an administrator does, except for like user modifications and expired passwords. But all three user types can email, so they have all share the same ability.
All right. So moving on, we have Um, I'm trying to look through this. So we have the buttons to other services. We have a services drop down in our bar now. So there's the chart of accounts, the event log, the ledger. Ledger is temporary for now because we haven't quite finished that up yet, but it's just there for displaying future functionality there. So that's done, and then we have the pop-up calendar on the homepage. You can see it pops up with a calendar. Doesn't do a whole lot just yet, but the functionality is there and it's ready to go. So now we have, I guess, another formatting thing. The top, you can see at the top left, the logged in user is displayed, and you could click on it and you can see their profile. So we can filter our users on, I believe it's the chart of accounts. So we can see all. This is actually the accounts.
Oh,
Oh, you know what? I actually think I just mislabeled this this card we were working on. It is accounts. It's my bad.
okay.
So yeah, this is where you can see and you can filter through all of the accounts for everyone. So say you wanted to get the top one that says test name 3. You can type that into the search bar and it'll update in real time. So that works fine. You can do that for any of the columns in this table. So you can type whatever you want and it'll find that. So like a savings account, it'll pull up all the savings accounts. But yeah, you get the idea. And that's even more useful once we get to the ledger because you can search by balance, but we just haven't put that in yet. So go ahead and I guess just show that you can just type in none for the subcategory because I mean, I guess that's not going to filter at all, but you can filter by any of these. So once we do add in subcategories, statements, comments, that will just it'll be just as functional as it is now. Okay, so moving on, we have. Sorry, some of these are just duplicates. Okay, so something we can show off here. If you go ahead and go to open account, and actually, my mistake. Go ahead and go to your profile first. All right. Do you have an account, like any open accounts? We need to show that you can't have duplicate account names.
This profile doesn't have any. We could log into a different one.
Yeah. Just like Jay Snow have one or something. Okay, so go ahead and try to make one with one of those exact names. So like test name 2 or something. Oh, I think it's the casing. I think it's just
So
yeah.
Let me just make another one with the same name.
Yeah, so you could see that you can't do that. That's something we could change in the future is having it check the case, but I think for right now it demonstrates the functionality. So just to show you, if you go to the profile, you can see that it did not make a copy of the test name 2 lowercase. So that works fine. We also we made it so that you can add, view, edit, or deactivate accounts. I guess we should have shown this first, but accounts, every user can make accounts. As you can see on the profile, we have all of our accounts for that user listed. If you are an administrator, you can actually create accounts for other users. So if you're a regular user, it will lock you in and it'll say you can only make a user for. It just won't give you the option to type in a different username. So unless you're an admin, you can only make accounts for your own profile. But they can be edited, they can be viewed on the profile page or on the chart of accounts page. They can be deactivated if you go to edit profile and edit accounts. So you can deactivate them with the click of a button. So I guess just go ahead and show that off. So you can see it's deactivated. And if we go back to your profile, on the right, you can see it's now not active. So moving on, there is some constraints. Oh, go ahead. This is an admin account, right?
Yep.
Go ahead and go to my profile and go to edit profile and go to test or edit account and then test name at the top. Try to deactivate it and it shouldn't work. See, because that's the account that has $200 million in it. So because it's greater than 0, you can't deactivate it. So if we go back to the profile for my user, you'll see that it's still active. Okay. And then last but not least, we have our event log. So as of right now, you can see, oh yeah, actually there's the entire event log. So you can see every event in the entire database. So this is every single change to any record, any new records, anything like that. So you can see received payments, you can see accounts created, you can see users created, you can see user profile updated, any of that stuff. And as you can see, the note at the top, for the time being, if it has nothing to do with an account, the account number is just 0. So that just means it had nothing to do with an account change or an account creation or deletion. So same goes for the amount as well. So so yeah, I guess you can just go through the pages and just show the different kinds of events. But yeah, so you can see everything is linked to their account number, their user, the session ID. Just to clarify, the session user ID is the person on the website making the change. The user ID is the account the user being changed. So if this account is tied to this user ID, that's the number that's going to show up. And whether, say it was an admin, say the admin was session, say the admin's ID was 5, it would show 5 for the session user, but 4 for the user ID. All right, and we actually reuse the system. So you can see how it has received payments right there at the bottom. So that's an event. I wrote that as an event. So we actually use the same system on the profile. If you can go to the profile just real quick. On the profile, I guess you'd have to go to mine because none of your accounts have any events. So yeah, these are all events. It's just filtering by balance change events. So those are all the ones that show up there, and then again it filters by the account that you clicked on. So that works fine, and yeah, that just about does it for Sprint 2.
Also, we do also have tooltips. So if you hover over a button, it'll tell you what the function is, help. Also, if we go to profile, we hover over the email icon, it'll tell you what it does, and it gives you email user function.
Cool. Is there anything else we want to add?
I think that's it.
All right. Well, we'll see you again for Sprint 3.